Not safe for work. What is the worst thing you've ever seen or heard in a game of Truth or Dare? Was playing Truth or Dare with a few friends, my best friend, and my best friend's wife. When they married they were both virgins by choice, from a traditional household. We're having fun and it comes to my turn. I ask my best friend's wife truth or dare. She answers truth. My friend and I would always joke about our so's despising anal sex, and being disgusted by it, so I asked as a joke. Have you ever had anal sex? Yes. She answers. Her husband turns bright red and says no, we haven't. The two leave shortly after. Turns out she was a traditional virgin but had lost her anal virginity back in high school. We didn't really talk after that. When I was 17 I worked as a summer camp counselor. The week of our orientation, before the campers arrived, all of the counselors were down by the lake when we started the game of Truth or Dare. Everybody was pretty normal except for this quiet girl that was a Disney freak. Everything Disney, pajamas, sleeping bag, hair ties, t-shirts. All Disney, all the time. Being 17-year-olds up in the woods, our truths and dares turned sexual pretty quickly. After finishing my dare I turned to her and asked truth or dare. Truth, was the reply. Okay, have you ever had sex? I asked. Yes, but only with one person. My father. It started when I was 12. Game. Fucking. Over. Edit. For the people asking for a follow-up, many of the female counselors and naturalists spoke with her that night and the next morning. Her father had been jailed a few years prior to her telling us. I wasn't participating, but there was one weird night when one of my daughters had a bunch of friends over. My wife and I were sitting downstairs while they were up in her room apparently playing Truth or Dare. Over the course of a couple hours we experienced some pretty weird stuff. Two of my daughter's friends came running downstairs and started twerking before running off again. My daughter came down and said, "Mommy, Daddy, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant because I'm a whore." Later we heard a splash outside by the pool and a minute later a couple girls come running into the house wrapped in towels and dripping wet. I had to go tell them to not jump out the window anymore and that pretty much stopped the shenanigans. At age 18, while at a friend's house digging around looking for a lighter, he finds an adult toy in his single dad's room. It was one of those hot pink, sparkly dildos with the rabbit thing on it. Something that didn't really seem like a guy toy, and it was in the spare nightstand, so we assumed maybe an old girlfriend's or something. Fast forward a few weeks later, his dad is out of town. There are a few of us over playing Truth or Dare and I dare him to do something to his dad's dildo. At first his face turned 10 shades of red embarrassed in front of everyone else, but then he manned up, grabbed it with a Ziploc bag worn like a glove, then rubbed some cut open habanero peppers all over it. This was a Friday night and his dad was supposed to be back Saturday. Saturday night rolls around and he, our other friend, and myself are all at his house, quietly, as the one sneaking in, and I had been drinking. This was roughly 8 p.m. ish. As the other friend and I stood in the driveway we hear the most god-awful, blood-curdling scream. The type of scream that sounds like someone being murdered. We dash in just in time to meet our friend in the hallway as he flies into his dad's room. His mom, dad's ex-wife, is in the floor butt naked, curled up in a ball screaming her head off. Apparently his mom and dad had been screwing around behind the family's back. A hospital trip followed, and after spending the night in the ER, not knowing WTF happened, they ended up coming out in the open, getting back together, and then remarried. That was 12 years ago and they are still together. For their wedding present I gave them a jar of habaneros that they still don't understand to this day. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. I don't know what to say. I feel like I just won an award and didn't have my speech ready. Thank you. Ryan, if you are out there, your mom's burning bush has become mildly famous. I never knew Reddit liked a good fiery love story. A girl at a party I once went to got dared to sit on a small lava lamp. As in, sit on it if you get what I mean. Anyway, this thing was on, and hot. Poor girl sat for 2 seconds and jumped right back up. Turned out she gave herself burns on the inside of her lady parts. Went to a kinky elf party once for Christmas, good mix of a crowd until we all got shit-faced. Some guy got dared to be blindfolded and get blown by some random girl. Guy at the party who had always denied being gay, decided it would be funny to blow him. That's how my friends Tom and Chad met and got married. You probably won't believe me, but here it is anyway. Friend 1, never have I ever killed someone. Friend 2 goes stone-faced. Friend 3, friend 2, shouldn't you drink? Friend 2, fuck you. And she chugged her drink and walked off. That's how I found out about that story. It was self-defense, her best friend was raped and killed in front of her eyes. She got his gun from him and shot him. Cops came busting in, someone had called, and due to the screaming, she was freaked out because she was 15 and had just killed a man, and thinking the cop was another attacker, accidentally shoots him too. I knew she had done something unspeakable and that she was on a very, very long probation for it, but phew. Heavy shit. We kinda don't want you to play. Edit, thank you for the gold. My second, so since my inbox blew up, I guess it's story time. Well, it was at one of those teen church lock-ins where they have a bunch of games and activities and you can't leave till morning. Well, I was sitting around with my group of friends there. I was about 13yo. It was past midnight and all events were finished, so nothing really left but to shoot the shit. There was 7 of us, 4 guys and 3 girls. One of the girls suggested that we play truth or dare. Everyone agreed, all excited, and I was the last to speak up and said I am game. That is when 2 of the girls, one was my crush, said at the same time, we kinda don't want you to play, could you go away? I was crushed. I slowly got up and went over to the SNES and looked through the box of games and found Zelda Link to the Past. I popped it in and played the rest of the night till morning by myself. What sucked was that it was in the same room as them, so all night I got to hear all the laughs and giggles. I got to watch them go off into the hallway. Each time felt like a stab in the back, so there's my sad story on how I was excluded in Truth or Dare. I once gave a friend 2 dares in a row. I dared him to drink 6 cups of water. Then I dared him to not move from the couch for the rest of the game. The best truth I have heard came about 6 years ago. A girl walked in on her parents having sex with another couple. Edit, wow. I can't believe the number of votes. Thank you. For those asking, amongst the group of us playing at the time, a friend of this person knew about this story, so asked if she had ever seen her parents had sex. She just elaborated slightly from the simple yes answer. Me, I've never had sex with a black person. Her, does getting raped count? End game. Edit, oops, was thinking a time I played never have I ever. Warning, sad, we were teens, high on hormones. I dared Mick to put his pet gerbils down his boxers. He did, cause he had a crush on me. One of them died of fright, the pregnant female one. It still haunts me. If I could change one thing in my life, it would be that. When I was 15, a girl I was trying to date invited my friend and me over to a house where she was babysitting. When we arrived, she was there with 4 of her girlfriends, including her one extremely slutty and rumored stee-wielding friend. After drinking everything in the house she thought the parents wouldn't miss, we played Truth or Dare. Eventually, the girl I liked dared me to go have sex in the master bedroom with the slut. I passed and took Truth, but my friend took the Dare and went off with her. They came back out about 5 minutes later, and no one believed they had done anything. 9 months after that, Everybody believed them. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more.